Sexual assault victims need help and support. In Wisconsin, one way we provide this is through the SAFE Fund. This is the Wisconsin Sexual Assault Forensic Exam Fund, and it reimburses the cost of a forensic medical exam for victims of sexual assault. Wisconsin's SAFE Fund is part of the Federal Violence Against Women Act, VAWA. Every state receives VAWA funds, which we use to support Wisconsin's SAFE Fund. If the victim has insurance, the state will pay insurance copays or deductibles after a sexual assault forensic exam. If the victim does not have insurance, then the state will pay for the entirety of the cost up to the maximum payout, which is reevaluated and set every year. All victims have a right to apply for SAFE. There are some eligibility requirements we need to cover. 1. The sexual assault must have occurred in Wisconsin. If the victim lives on the border of another state or received treatment in another state, that doesn't exclude them. The only requirement is that the assault must have happened in Wisconsin. 2. The SAFE application must be filed by the medical facility within 1 year of the exam. 3. And finally, the billing cover sheet, which is sent to the SAFE office, must be completed by the medical provider and submitted along with an itemized bill, example on screen. The medical provider needs to sign off on the form. If they don't, this can delay payment. On the form, what's critical is the date, name of the patient, and the location, including the city and/or county where the assault took place. The middle section details provider information. This is important so the SAFE Fund knows who to pay for the services. Remember, the medical provider must sign the form. If this is unsigned, the form is sent back, which can delay payment. The bottom section includes the reasons for a SAFE Fund payment. At least one of these must be checked in order to submit the form. However, you can check as many of them as you'd like. You're not limited to only one reason. Now, let's review what expenses can be covered with SAFE funds. These include, but are not limited to, collection of victims' medical history and forensic history of assault events, cost for the use of the medical facility for the exam, physical examination of the victim for evidence of assault, photographs of physical evidence of the sex offense by trained staff, evaluation, testing, and prophylaxis for STDs, evaluation of the risk of pregnancy. The SAFE Fund can pay for pregnancy testing, but it can't pay for Plan B, and collection of blood and urine using the collection kit provided by law enforcement. As you've seen, the majority of medical services needed during a sexual assault forensic exam are covered under the fund. However, let's review what is not covered by these funds. This list includes medical treatment of anything outside of services associated with a forensic sexual exam or SANE exam. For example, if it was a brutal attack and the victim needed X-rays or other tests, those costs would not be covered under this program. Plan B, emergency contraception. Drug testing. This includes any testing to determine if the victim was under the influence of a substance. Procedures, tests, and services not within the scope of the SANE nurse or the examination protocol. And follow-up visits. This would include any recommended follow-up appointments made by the medical staff during the sexual assault forensic exam. The SAFE Fund typically pays out claims from medical facilities once a month. Unlike the Crime Victim Compensation Fund, in this case, a victim is not required to use their insurance first for the forensic exam. If a victim does not want to use insurance, they must first consent to billing their insurance company. This can raise confidentiality concerns with some victims, such as college students on their parents' insurance or victims who were assaulted by their spouse, which is why it is not required as a first payer for the SAFE Fund. The Wisconsin SAFE Fund pays 2/3 of the amount billed for eligible services, up to a maximum for each examination. This amount is adjusted every year. If there is a balance remaining, after SAFE Fund has paid the medical facility, that facility has to write off the remainder as the victim can't be billed for these services. This chart shows the differences in what the SAFE Fund covers and what the Crime Victim Compensation Fund covers. For more information on the CVC, please watch that module. The SAFE Fund Office works closely with the CVC Office to ensure victims receive the help they need. Most victims have the SAFE Fund cover their SANE exam and the CVC Fund cover other related expenses. Now that we've gone through what the SAFE Fund is, how a claim is filed, and what is covered, let's end by reviewing where to go for more help. Complete information about the SAFE Fund, including eligibility and the application process, can be found on the DOJ website at the on-screen link. The application is only meant for medical personnel to complete. Remember, if you're a victim of sexual assault, help is available. OCVS can provide information, resources, and financial assistance. Sexual assault can affect your life in a variety of ways, including physically and mentally, and the SAFE Fund is here to help. This is the contact information for the SAFE Fund Administrator. We encourage anyone to contact us at any time by phone or email with questions.